one of the big trends this weekend is the number one dudes get it done. Puka has got that great schematic matchup against the Vikings, who use too high coverage at the top rate in the league, and he's very good against 2.49 yards per route run. Vikings giving up the second most receiving yards, eighth most yards per route run to outside receivers. All he did in the first matchup was get 9 targets and catch 7 of them for 106. And they are the most blitz-happy team in the NFL, and Puka Nacua is rolling with a 50% target share against the blitz since week 11, and he leads all receivers in yards per route run against the blitz, 4.94. Like, it's happening. Final game of wild card weekend, and I'm glad they changed it from super wild card. I don't believe they call it that anymore, because whenever I heard the word super wild card, all I could think of was Barney the dinosaur. If you're of a certain age, maybe my producer, Michael Cohen, maybe it was a little before his time. Maybe he was more of a SpongeBob guy. But back in the day, Barney, super, everything was. Anyway, let's get into it here. Enough Barney talk for another year. Let's start with the touchdown props that I see. And while I actually do like Puka to score too, and I played that, I did get in on the Cooper Kupp one. I sent this in to our producer on Friday, and I'll stick it at plus 150. I don't think he goes off, especially because of Byron Murphy, as I outlined, who has been very, very good. But it is a very good schematic matchup for Cooper Kupp. Vikings use too high coverage at the highest rate, and Kupp is good against too high. 2.59 yards per route run, and Minnesota also gave up the 4th most receptions and the 5th most receiving yards to slot receivers. Kupp in that first matchup, I can see him doing something very similar tonight. He had 5 for 51 with a touch on 8 targets. In other words, not going off, and if he doesn't score, it's like a pedestrian day, like 10 points in PPR. But now that he's scored, it's like, okay, we got 16 points. I think we're going to get something similar. But again, I do worry a little bit about Byron Murphy, who has, by the way, been very good down the stretch, ranking 2nd best in the National Football League in terms of passer rating against him. Next up, T.J. Hockenson. I am going to apparently try to will this to happen because I've been correct on Hockenson, I don't know, 2 of the last 3 weeks, 3 of the last 4 weeks in terms of the yardage. But a couple of times, at least one of them, I've tried touchdowns and it hasn't happened. But we'll go for it here. He's due at plus 200. As I stated, it's a solid schematic matchup for Hockenson, who averages a pretty decent 1.70 yards per route run against cover 3. LA allows the 4th most yards per game, 2nd most receptions per game to tight ends. If you recall, a couple of weeks ago, I was starting to talk up Fanta Claus. Well, Fanta Claus finally did come a little late last week in this very matchup. Noah Fant had 6 targets, 5 grabs, 63, and a touchdown. So, yeah, I think Hockenson is due to score and got to get some love here in the red zone. And I do like Hockenson quite a bit. Let's move on to the actual player props that I'm in on here. And the trend, one of the big trends this weekend is the number one dudes get it done. Like George Pickens, Cortland Sutton, Nico Collins, Ladd McConkey, Terry McLaurin, Billy Martin. No, that's a Seinfeld thing. That's George Steinbrenner, all the Yankee managers he fired. But yeah, so we're good there. I like Puka Nacua and Justin Jefferson in this game. Puka has got that great schematic matchup against the Vikings, who use too high coverage at the top rate in the league, and he's very good against 2.49 yards per route run. Vikings giving up the 2nd most receiving yards, 8th most yards per route run to outside receivers. All he did in the first matchup was get 9 targets and catch 7 of them for 106. And they are the most blitz-happy team in the NFL, and Puka Nacua is rolling with a 50% target share against the blitz since week 11, and he leads all receivers in yards per route run against the blitz, 4.94. Like, it's happening. Like, barring an injury, Puka's getting it done. Very, very confident in that one. Also very confident in Justin Jefferson as well, although I'm a little more confident, honestly, in Puka than Jefferson. If Jefferson, they put the clamps down on him, at the very least, I know that my guy Hawkinson will do something of note there in that environment. Now, I got to get weird here for these last two. Do I love them? No. Am I looking for action? Yes. Is the NFL boring and we need gambling? Yes. So I'm going to go with Cam Akers over 21.5 rushing yards. It is a revenge game for Cam Akers, and Sean McVay can't stand him. I mean, he could not stand Cam Akers. So I like this. I think anytime you get a little extra motivation, it does not hurt. And you look at 21.5 yards, you're like, wow, that's kind of a lot. Well, let's see. He got it last week on 6 carries. The week before that, he just missed it by 3 yards. Then he only had 1 carry before that. But then he had 24, 37, 22, 19, 25, 38, 46, believe it or not. So basically, it looks like Cam Akers has hit this in like 6 of his last 8, 5 of his last 8, something like that, very close to that. So, and look, Aaron Jones, who knows? Who knows? Cam Akers is an explosive runner too. Can rip off a long run like he did last week. You know, maybe only needs 2 carries, get one like 15-yarder and then get it done on your next carry. But I'm sure he'll get more than 2 carries as well. And then I'm going to go with Stafford over 33.5 pass attempts because we went back, I looked at it, broke it all down. Stafford averaged 10 more pass attempts per game in losses compared to wins. The Vikings, again, are road favorites in this one, so he should be more than fine, if not great. And the Vikings have a very good run defense, but a suspect pass defense. Pretty high total on the board, second highest of the week. So therefore, I think Stafford will hit this. And then I will add one here. We don't even have a graphic for it, but I'm going to go with Hawkinson over 44.5 receiving yards. Feel good about it. We've outlined the schematic matchup. We outlined Noah Fant getting it done. So we're going to go with Hawkinson here as a late add at 44.5. The only thing we have left is our best bet, which is also doubling as our Monday night special. I thought we were done with the Monday night specials, but that's right, I forgot. They extended the wild card weekend to go to Monday, and we have a Monday night special, aka a best bet, brought to you by GBank, the official bank of VSiN. If you're serious about sports betting, you need the GBank Visa signature card. Most credit cards treat sportsbook and gaming transactions as cash advances, even when you put your own money on the card. GBank treats gaming transactions as purchases, so you're typically saving up to 3 to 5% on cash advance fees right there. Right now, for a limited time, you'll receive a $250 bonus after you spend $1,000 in the first 90 days. Apply now at VSiN.com/GBank. That's VSiN.com/GBank. Subject to credit approval, terms and conditions apply. Okay, I looked long and hard at the board, really wanted to get a touchdown that I liked as the play, but I always love the touchdown prop because it's so exciting because it's like, boom, either you score or you don't. But for this play, we're not going to go with a touchdown prop, so it's not going to be an official prop on the record. We'll keep track of whether or not it hit or not. But your Monday night special is an alternative receiving yard total for, of course, T.J. Hawkinson. We're going to go with Hawkinson getting 70 or more yards in this game. All he has to do is hit 70. And if he does, it is a plus 290 situation. And as I've stated throughout this program, he is in fact due. He has been very, very solid. 5.8 targets per game over the last 6 weeks. Not great, but it's pretty good. LA allows the 4th most yards per game, 2nd most receptions per game, 2 tight ends. It is a good schematic matchup. They have been good, the LA Rams, for a plus 4.5 schedule adjusted fantasy points per game against tight ends since week 13, which means you add 4.5 PP points if you're TJ Hawkinson. Good luck and you're welcome. We'll catch you mañana for another edition of Prop Points.
Thanks for watching, but don't let the betting insights end here. If you want an extra edge this football season, you can get a month of VSiN Pro right now absolutely free. That means access to our betting insights, analysis, and tools like our betting splits at 0 cost to you. Click the link in the description to sign up.